So let me start by telling you a story. A few years back, a friend of mine, Peter Farmer, and I were in Liverpool. And we were driving across a bridge, and I noticed that there was another bridge immediately adjacent to it, next to it, that was made out of stone. It was kind of a beautiful bridge carved from rock, but it was closed down and weeds growing all over it. The bridge we were on was this industrial bridge. It was made of iron and rivets, and many cars traveling to and fro, commuting into work on this bridge. And I felt like there was some message to be had in these bridges. So both Peter and I chimed in at the same time. Says, look at this, there's two bridges right next to each other. There's something here. And just then Peter said, look out over the water. And we looked out over the water, and there was this swarm of birds flying all different directions. And we felt God was telling us something. He's saying that the old ways, both the ancient ways made of stone, the modern ways made of metal, iron, are over for the way church is to function. And there's a new way of being born. The birds that we saw were starlings. Starlings are just a small bird. There's nothing remarkable about them alone. There are very many kinds of starlings all over the world. They're an invasive species. So they come into a place and they're really hard to get rid of, because the one thing that's really remarkable about starlings is when they fly together, scientists call it a murmuration. They fly as one. They look like a swarm that seems to be acting as one. And predators are unable to pick off one bird or attack the whole flock, and so it makes them very hard to stop, almost unstoppable. And so God was telling us that these bridges that connect one body of land to another are becoming outdated, and God is birthing something new that is not restricted to the boundaries of carved stone or steel and rivets. Murmurations are, scientists can't explain how the birds do this. They seem to all be hearing one voice at one time, and they move as one. I believe that God is trying to birth something new in this world that has not happened before. I think that for too long, we've had God's people separated from God's voice by some middleman, by a church structure, an organization, charter, a senior pastor, and the only way we heard from God was through other men and other people. I think those days are over, and what God wants is that we travel and move as one people, hearing one voice on one mission. And that's why I call this Starling Initiatives. We're starting this with the aim of empowering all of God's people to hear God's voice and follow Him to whatever He does. In fact, that's our tagline. Listen to Jesus, do what He says. If every Christian in the world just did that, I think we would see a body connected to a head, moving as one, without any hindrance. Be unstoppable. So everything we do on this website, whether it's the website, the podcast, the blogs, the video channel, the publishing, all of it is geared towards empowering all of God's people to hear His voice and respond with immediacy and obedience. So listen to Jesus and do what He says. That's what Starling Initiatives is all about.